Dear friends, allow me to begin with a straightforward yet meaningful insight. Adventure knows no age boundaries, but neither does danger. The world stretches out before us, vibrant and brimming with opportunities for exploration, yet it remains impartial to our weaknesses. As we enter our later years, those weaknesses grow more prominent. Society often paints travel as a magical remedy, an endless source of growth and revelation. There's certainly truth in that perspective. However, overlooking the subtle threats or dismissing the very real hazards of venturing into unknown places past the age of 70 could turn a quest for wonder into a brush with disaster. So, let's take a thoughtful and honest look at 5 concealed risks of traveling after 70. Challenges that are not just plausible, but could fundamentally change your life. Our goal isn't to spark alarm, but to cultivate understanding, because being prepared isn't about fearfulness. It's a wise person's shield against avoidable hardship. Many say age is merely a figure, and in terms of enthusiasm, that might hold true. Physically, though, the story shifts. Travel at any stage brings its own bodily demands, but after 70, these demands grow noticeably sharper. The trouble lies in how often older adults misjudge the toll travel takes on their bodies. They might believe they can handle the same pace they once did in their youth. This oversight can result in fatigue, injury, or even serious health setbacks. Take air travel, for instance. Something that seems routine. Sitting in a tight airplane seat for hours can disrupt blood flow, raising the chances of deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a serious issue where clots develop in the legs. Younger folks might walk it off with a stretch or two, but for those over 70, the danger looms larger. The dry air inside the cabin can also sap hydration, leading to lightheadedness, tiredness, and a dip in vitality that might linger for days into the trip. Then, there's the challenge of moving through unfamiliar settings. Picture strolling over uneven cobblestones in a historic European village, tackling stairs in a place without elevators, or waiting in lengthy airport lines. These small efforts can pile up, turning into real strain. Even tasks like hauling a suitcase up a staircase or enduring a drawn-out customs queue can feel overwhelming. It's easy to push past aches for the sake of adventure, but the body has its breaking points. Disregarding them can lead to regretful outcomes. Another key aspect is recovery time. A packed day of sightseeing or hopping between destinations might leave a younger person weary but refreshed by morning. For someone over 70, bouncing back takes longer, so a single taxing day could cast a shadow over the entire journey. Overdoing it heightens the risk of tumbles, muscle pulls, or even heart strain. This isn't a call for older adults to shelve their travel dreams. It's a reminder to respect their body's evolving needs. Smart planning, like scheduling downtime, opting for accessible lodging, and pacing physical activity, can determine whether a trip is enriching or exhausting. Acknowledging these physical realities isn't about restriction. It's about enabling a rewarding experience, keeping every moment delightful instead of draining. Good health is something we often overlook until it forcefully grabs our attention. For those traveling after 70, this truth hits even harder. The body no longer handles stress, shifting climates, or unfamiliar surroundings with the resilience it once had, and even a small health hiccup can balloon into a major issue when you're miles from home. One danger that frequently flies under the radar is the availability and standard of healthcare abroad. Many older adults assume medical care will be readily accessible wherever they roam. But the reality is that healthcare differs vastly across the globe. A place with a language gap, unfamiliar medical customs, or scarce emergency options can transform a minor ailment into a full-blown ordeal. Imagine feeling sharp chest discomfort in a far-off rural spot. Do you know the location of the closest clinic? Will they honor your insurance? Are they equipped to help you? In many regions, especially less developed countries or remote areas, medical facilities might not have the tools to address age-specific problems like heart conditions, breathing troubles, or even simple breaks. The threat isn't just falling ill or getting hurt, it's the time it takes to get proper treatment. A delay in care could be the dividing line between bouncing back fully or facing a lasting health blow. Another big worry is access to medications. Many seniors rely on daily pills to keep chronic illnesses in check, but not every destination stocks the same drugs. A medication that's standard in one country might be absent or restricted in another. If luggage carrying critical pills goes missing or gets held up, a relaxing getaway could spiral into a health scare. That's why those over 70 should pack extra doses, label prescriptions clearly, and look into how to secure refills if needed. Another factor that's easy to miss is how new surroundings affect existing conditions. Someone with elevated blood pressure, for example, might struggle more in steamy, humid weather. High elevations could trigger lightheadedness or shortness of breath, while strange cuisine might upset a stomach that's slower to rebound than it was in youth. Even extra walking, nothing out of the ordinary, can tax joints and muscles, sparking surprising soreness or stiffness. All of this underscores a vital idea: planning ahead. Older travelers need a solid health strategy, complete with reliable insurance, awareness of nearby medical resources, and a backup plan for emergencies. Brushing off these possibilities doesn't erase them. It only heightens the odds of a preventable health snag, turning a cherished journey into a regretful mess. Traveling demands a steady stream of choices, and as we grow older, the mental effort of handling new surroundings can feel daunting. Cognitive exhaustion is a genuine, yet often unnoticed hurdle that many older adults overlook. It's not solely about memory or quick thinking. It's the energy needed to absorb fresh details, adapt to shifting situations, and decide wisely when the pressure's on. On a trip, this mental workload ramps up considerably. Unfamiliar languages, complex transit networks, ever-changing timetables, and cultural quirks all call for sharper focus and flexibility. The catch is that decision fatigue sneaks in quietly, sparking minor slip-ups that can snowball into bigger problems in tricky moments. Picture landing at a bustling overseas airport after hours in the air. The signs are in a foreign script, announcements blur into noise, and figuring out the right ride, be it a cab or a train, can throw you off balance. For younger folks, it's a hassle they can shake off. For someone past 70, juggling all that input at once might slow their responses, spike their stress, and cloud their judgment. That's how people end up on the wrong ride, overpaying for a fare, or forgetting key items behind. Beyond practical mix-ups, mental weariness also leaves seniors more open to trickery and cons. Popular tourist spots teem with folks ready to exploit anyone who seems distracted or unsure. A cab driver hiking the price, a vendor shortchanging you, or a kind passerby steering you wrong while lifting your wallet. These rely on split-second clarity to spot. When seniors are worn out mentally, they're more prone to missteps, buying into false stories, or faltering in tense situations. Finding your way around can also turn tricky. Once, recalling street names, tracing maps, or clocking landmarks felt effortless. But as mental agility dips with age, even basic tasks like backtracking or spotting a known spot can stump you. Wandering off course in a strange city, especially after dark or in a rough area, isn't just a nuisance, it's a safety concern. This doesn't mean older adults should skip travel. It's a nudge to gear up for the mental strain ahead. Padding transitions with extra time, leaning on tools like GPS or language apps, and mapping out a clear plan can ease the pressure and dodge overwhelming fatigue. Staying sharp matters. By owning that mental drain is real, seniors can take charge, keeping their wits about them and their confidence intact on the road. Travel gets billed as a liberating dive into the unknown, but for seniors, it can also stir up a surprising and unsettling sensation: disconnection. Stepping into uncharted territory, especially abroad, with its alien tongues and ways, can spark a swift sense of being cut off. This isn't just homesickness, it's the loss of life's steady pulse. Routines anchor us, and when they vanish, it can breed unease, worry, or even a jolt of fear. Our minds thrive on the familiar, to run smoothly. At home, there's a flow, the path to the store, the neighbor's smiles, the afternoon light spilling through the window just so. Rip that rhythm apart, and the brain scrambles to make sense of the new. Younger travelers adapt fast. For those over 70, it's a slower shift, and while adjusting, discomfort can creep up. A lively foreign bazaar, a packed station, or a hotel lobby buzzing with strange scents and sounds can suddenly feel like too much. Not speaking the language piles on extra mental weight. Simple exchanges turn taxing when you can't communicate with ease. Ordering a meal, asking for a route, or getting aid in a pinch gets tough, and the sting of not being understood can push folks inward. Many seniors pause before chatting with locals, choosing instead to hunker down in their rooms or stick to well-trodden tourist paths. What promised enrichment shrinks into something solitary and small. Loneliness can hit just as hard. Travel's sold as a group affair, but plenty of seniors go solo, or with a less daring companion. Without a solid crew, isolation sneaks in fast. You can be surrounded by crowds, yet feel utterly alone. Missing steady social ties can chip away at mental health, stirring restlessness or even gloom. The fix lies in planning, keeping up with loved ones via video, picking up key local words, and picking spots with senior-savvy perks can shift the tide. Travel should widen your world, not leave you adrift. Spotting the mental tug of dislocation lets seniors prep smartly, turning their journey into something uplifting instead of a strain. Travel promises thrills and fresh sights, but for seniors, it also brings a sharper chance of catching a criminal's eye. It's a tough pill to swallow, but pretending it's not there doesn't change the facts. The hard truth is that folks over 70 often look like soft targets to thieves, fraudsters, and worse. Crooks size up their prey, zeroing in on slower steps, a dazed look, or a lag in reacting. Grasping this isn't about paranoia. It's about arming yourself to stay secure. Petty theft, like pickpocketing, tops the list of risks. In big cities, crooks home in on tourists, and older travelers often rank high on their radar. Busy spots, trains, markets, famous sites, are prime hunting grounds where chaos lets thieves blend in. A nudge on a packed subway, or a kid asking for coins, might be a slick move to swipe your cash or papers. Staying alert is your shield. Tucking valuables out of reach, using theft-proof gear, and keeping your eyes peeled in crowds can tip the scales. Scams run a close second. Overpriced cab rides, fake cops flashing badges, or chatty strangers turning pushy after helping you. These tricks lean hard on exploiting older visitors. Many play on courtesy, betting seniors won't kick up a fuss or question a uniform. Digging into a place's common ruse beforehand can dodge pricey blunders. Bigger threats, like muggings or assaults, are less frequent but real. Crooks scout for frailty, and an older person strolling solo at night or looking lost in a strange spot stands out. Skipping lonely stretches, sticking with others when you can, and carrying just the basics cuts the odds. Plus, acting sure of yourself, striding firmly, meeting gazes, and scanning around can throw off would-be troublemakers. Safety boils down to readiness and caution. Seniors shouldn't let worry clip their wings, but they've got to keep their eyes open to the stakes. By staying clued in, playing it smart and choosing wisely, they can keep their travels rewarding, not risky.